I can do the entire Bimini Bon Boulash rap.
We don't need to see that right now, but thank you. Hello.
Hello.
I'm Kate Butch.
And I'm Caitlin Powell.
And this is a very special edition of Queers Gone By, the podcast where we talk about nostalgic film and TV and try to work out if that's what made us queer. If you haven't seen us before, we are a pair of 90s queers who go back and watch film and TV from our childhoods and try and delve into that and watch it through a queer lens. We've done things from My Parents Are Aliens, to Raven, to Hannah Montana, to That's So Raven, and a very unhealthy dose of Glee. But today, we are going back to our roots. We spent a lot of 2020 reviewing a lot of episodes of Tracy Beaker. And the CBBC gods have blessed us.
Queen Jacqueline. She came back with a bang.
She did. With the new drama.
Mm-hmm. And it is a drama.
It's a drama and a half. Drama-rama. We're reviewing My Mum, Tracy Beaker. We are watching episode 1 of 3.
Episode 1, The Person I Most Admire.
You can watch them all. I don't know if I want to. I don't want to jump the gun. Miss Gia gun.
But you are the boom boom gun, so you will be. I may hate watch it purely to see the comeuppance of one character.
That's exactly the only reason that I might continue watching.
Exactly.
To be fair, that's the only reason that I wanted to watch the original Tracy Beaker. Can you guess who we're talking about? I think you can.
If you're casting shade, aspersions, conjecture on queer icon Justine Littlewood, we're going to have a word.
Oh, no. Queer icon Justine Littlewood is the reason that I want to watch Tracy Beaker, or anything. Why is she not in more things? Why does she not host the news? I'd watch the news.
I found out Montana Thompson's on Twitter for the first time today. Where's she been all my life?
We need to get following.
We do.
And speaking of following, of course, if you want to see more of us, find us at Queers Gone By. Don't forget to hit subscribe or follow or whatever you fancy doing. And go look at our back catalogue of all 80-something episodes of queer nostalgia.
Has it been that much?
Yes. Let's get into it.
The episode begins, and my initial thought was, oh my god, Tracy is living the single mum 4-dog life, which is of course all our dreams.
I mean, same.
Swapped out her man for 4 dogs in a trench coat, which is essentially the same thing. Love it. But no, she's a dog walker.
She is among many multitudes of things, as we learn from the narration of the not titular character, but the Tracy Beaker daughter, who is called Jess.
She says her mum's been a care worker, she's sold cars, she's been a gardener, and she's run a wine bar. And I was like, one of these things is not like the other.
I love that she ran a wine called Tracy's, because why not?
Tracy's! That sounds like an off licence, I won't lie. Jess, did your mum run an off licence and told you it was a wine bar? Because that would be very Tracy Beaker.
She's just throwing baby sham out the back of a van.
Lambrini, like.
But now Tracy is a waitress in a greasy spoon, a calf, if you will. And she's also a dog walker. She's living the dream. I love fried food. I love dogs.
What more could you ask for? She's got a grumpy boss that I thought there was more that was going to happen there, but...
Oh, blink and you miss that grumpy boss.
They keep, like, you know, like that... Honestly, an edit of this episode could be a horror film. Like, there's lots of things where Jess is just standing to the side, like, watching. And there's lots of bits where, like, Tracy will be in the foreground and they'll zoom in on the boss looking from behind, and it's very creepy. Someone do that edit for us, because we're not going to fucking do it.
We're not going to do it. I'll say this now. Jess Beaker is a little bit creepy.
She has a lot of, I'm watching you kiss, Mum.
She's very child actory.
I would say she's good.
I mean, she is a child actor. She's doing a lot of child acting.
Yeah.
It's to be expected.
Any other child actor would be like, oh, Mum, I'm so sad that you're dating this man. She's a bit more like, she's better at it. You know?
That's fair enough, yes. She's not gone to Fagan's Gang school of child acting.
Exactly.
Large amounts don't grow on trees. Did you notice the background music as we're being introduced to Tracy Beaker, did you hear the notes that were being played?
Is it Stupid Love by Lady Gaga?
It's close. It's like a little. You can hear the little piano bits of. It's the Tracy Beaker theme tune in the incidental music. We love to see it.
That's great. Did they have a slow, sad I Can Make My World Come True, though?
I can make my world come true. They did not. I'm hoping they do that in more episodes.
Yeah, episode 3.
Fingers crossed.
The
That's
denouement.
She knows French.
Stormzy comes in. Oh, it'd be great.
Imagine. Cam is a published author, we learn. Cam from the original series. She's back, being gay.
You told me off for saying it was because of her haircut, but I wasn't wrong, was I?
Well, now she's got longer hair. She's still a lesbian. Maybe your sexuality is not defined by your hair. I don't want to jump any guns again.
But we'll go with it. But she's fabulous. She's she's giving very wholesome vibes. They're baking cookies or whatever. It's very cute.
Yes. She's got books. She's finally written a book. I mean, she could barely write a bloody newspaper column back in the old series, could she? It's like she's a writer, and like...
Has she actually written a whole book?
I mean, speaking of books, I didn't like this bit. I was a little bit uncomfortable. The fact that the story of Tracy Beaker is a published book in the canon of Tracy Beaker. It got a bit meta for me.
Yeah, what was this Jacqueline Wilson being thrust aside?
And like Jacqueline Wilson, like, fuck my drag, right? It is the same published book, like, with the same cover that I personally have.
Is Nick Sharratt canon in the universe of Tracy Beaker? Is he an illustrator?
Does Nick Sharratt live inside her head for the delusions?
Yeah. Ooh.
We didn't have any delusions.
I was disappointed. I thought we'd have delusions.
I know it's from Jess's perspective. I thought Jess may have inherited some kind of psychosis from her mother. And yet.
No, apparently not, which is disappointing. Also, they're reading the book together like a bedtime story, which is, number one, so egotistical. Like, do you think, like, who's a fake, like, Mel B reads her autobiography to her kids, like...
Mel B! Why are they on the same level? Mel B and Tracy Beaker?
Has Mel B written an autobiography? She just struck me as someone who has.
Yes, you could probably buy it in, like, Poundland or something. No offence, Mel B.
Yeah. But they're reading it, and they're reading the worm situation, where the dare and Tracy has to eat a worm, that whole thing, that whole shebang. And then they're like, and then Justine Littlewood. And I'm like, did you ask permission? Are you paying her? Does she get royalties? What is this situation? Maybe all will be revealed.
Change the names, Tracy. At least change the names.
Janine Bigtree.
Welcome to the stage, Janine Bigtree. Oh, I love it. This whole narration from Jess, like, my mum does this, she bloody loves a charity shop. This is
Who doesn't?
An essay at school entitled "The Person Who Inspires Me Most in the World," whatever this episode's called. I don't know. And everyone laughs at her for picking her mum.
Yeah, it's really odd. Especially since they're like 10.
Yeah.
Like,
And they've picked someone off, like, TikTok or something. You know what I mean?
Charlie D'Amelio. I don't
Yeah.
really know, what is a Charlie D'Amelio? Does she do the dances?
I wish I could tell you. I recently tuned in to the Radio 1 chart show. I know, Nana's here. Just to see if Bing Bang Bog would be in the charts officially. It's not at time of recording. I know, it's hard to believe. Is it Olivia Rodrigo? Is that who's number one at time of recording?
Right. There is some drama that I don't understand with her and another small blonde girl, because they've both written songs and they're both
Jojo Siwa.
different. There are many blonde girls apparently.
You're joking.
Apparently, brunette TikTok star and blonde TikTok star, who are both like 14, are fighting over this, I think, 30-year-old man. And the younger one, I think they're like 16 and 18. The younger one was like, I really respect you, you're really cool and an icon to me because we both make music. And the other one was like, fuck you. So that's the drama.
Well, I've learnt a lot there. And simultaneously, I've forgotten it instantly.
I knew, so now you have to.
Okay. We joined Jess at break time.
Mm-hmm.
And like another narcissist that she's the daughter of, she's reading her mum's book.
Yeah.
Just at break time. Find a friend, Jess. No offence. Even I had friends. I loved to read, and I loved my mum, but I also had friends.
Supposedly, she does have a friend, but he doesn't really act like it in this moment.
Yes. Also, this school has about 3 pupils. I don't know when they filmed this.
And yet, a gorgeously adorned garden.
It's a lovely school, and the school and the housing don't add up.
They're very nice. I mean, there is a lot of trauma in this episode, so maybe they thought they'd, like, smarten up the gardens a bit.
That's fair. Still doesn't explain why there are 3 students.
If you've got trauma, smarten up your gardens. It's the queer way.
We'll put that on a tote bag.
Yeah.
So, is it Tyrone? Who is this child?
No, isn't it? I don't know.
It's either Tyrone or Tyson. He is like, you're such an idiot reading your mum's book, which, to be fair, I'd do. I was bullied at school. I would bully this child.
Yeah.
You failed as a child there. If I would bully you, something's gone wrong.
Yeah.
And they do a comedy tussle, pulling the books.
And I was like, oh, that book's going to get ripped. And then...
That book is going to get ripped so cleanly in twain that it's almost as if some PA runner person used a guillotine to slice it in half and then velcroed it together for these children.
Yeah.
Almost. Just a little bit like that.
I love how we're trying to see through the writing of a children's programme. Ha! Got ya!
If you've never interacted with the Quiz Gone By podcast before, we never pick apart the writing of a children's TV programme. We've never spoken ill of a child actor, a child participant. We would never do that. That's not our kind of thing.
No.
Because we are not that kind of girl. Anyway, Tyrone is the force of this Velcro ripping throws him to the curb.
And he, like, whacks his own face, I guess.
And just blood, instantly.
He's like, my nose! I'm like, I mean...
Last scene of Carrie, dripping.
Yeah, it's like someone's, like, whacked him round the face. I'm like, it's kind of on you, love. Not to victim blame a child, but it's entirely on you, love.
Tracy Beaker, meanwhile, is putting down a plate of chips in front of someone and her phone rings and she answers the lock screen. You can see it.
Yes, fabulous. And that's the occasion where you see her boss be like, across the screen.
And she's like,
what? My child at your school? How awful!
And like,
I've never heard of such a thing.
You guys are in crisis.
I'm on my way.
I love it.
And she storms in, and I was like, yes, Tracy, you are a good mum who's come there to tell your child that fighting is not the answer. I was wrong.
She goes up to this teacher and she's like, this is your fault that my child is being bullied. How dare you let my child be bullied? And the teacher's like, well, actually, we think she punched this boy in the face to break his nose. And she's like, how dare my child is the world to me doing this whole thing. And the teacher is like, please work on your anger issues. It has been 20 years of your behavioural problems. Get me Elaine the Pain. Get me Jenny. Get me Jenny.
Where's Jenny? Where is Jenny?
Where are half of the people, or 99% of the original cast? Where's Fit Crash? Where's Lesbian Jackie?
Where's Peter?
Where's Peach's nan? She's dead. Where's Crash? Bouncer, lol.
Yeah.
Hayley? Layla?
Maxie.
Any of these icons?
Maxie.
Ben? Filthy lying Ben?
Oh, Ben went to work with Harry Potter and Community. He's...
I mean, speaking of Harry Potter, have you seen in the news recently? Miss Danny Harmer of Tracy Beaker. She's in the first Harry Potter as an extraneous student.
Oh, everyone's in the first Harry Potter as an extraneous student. Zoella is in the first Harry Potter as an extraneous student.
Oh no. She's trash.
Yeah.
Sorry.
She's fun. Well...
She was like, buy half an advent calendar for 20 times the price of an advent calendar, please. Anyway, nothing gets resolved at the school. But then, we get a montage of the most beautiful man in existence.
He's so gorgeous.
Out of nowhere, this hottie is just plastered across our screens, singed into my eyeballs.
Yeah, for no
This
other
Adonis.
reason, I think, than he's gorgeous. I know he's part of the plot at some point, but, like, there was no reason for this montage. They were just like, here. The Tracy fans are adults now. Here, have all this man.
He is Sean Godfrey, who is a footballer, who is an old friend of Tracy's. They used to hang out together, which is something that we're supposed to know and is never addressed in the original series. Just get Ben back. Just get long lost Ben, or even Wolfie.
I thought she was going to reunite with, like, someone she knew and we know, but no, it's Sean who manages to spot this girl who he knew 20 years ago from the back of her head. He's like, later on, but also it's kind of implied here, he's like, I've been thinking about you non-stop for 20 years. And it's like, okay, at this point, Sean is the CEO of the Red Flag Factory.
Hello, is that a red flag?
Like, please leave him be.
I'm shutting down the Red Flag Factory.
I own 100% of the Red Flag Factory because I'm a creep.
Factory. I mean, to be fair, any woman I see with dark curly hair, I'm like, it's Tracy.
Yeah, obviously.
Tracy Beaker. Danny Harmer.
Anyone in metallic lipstick? Elaine.
Tracy is a bit of me. She doesn't know a footballer by name.
Yeah.
If Billy Eichner came to me on the street and was like, name a footballer, I'd be like, Miss for a dollar, name a woman.
A woman!
Tracy only knew Sean Godfrey by the moniker Football.
Oh yeah, his name was Football because he was so obsessed with football. And it's very much this thing that he was, like, so obsessed with football and he trained hard and now he, like, worked his way up kind of thing.
I'm thrilled for him.
Yeah.
Good for him. He's very attractive. They do some flirting and they decide to go on a date.
Yes.
Very quickly.
Extremely quickly. Was it a date or was it, like, friends reuniting? Very odd, but it quickly turns into a date.
Friends reunited. Do you remember that old chestnut?
No. What is it?
Well, I mean, I was never on it, but it was a social network in the early 2000s for people of, I'd say, our parents' generation to reunite with their friends from school. So my mum had half a Luton on Friends Reunited. She bloody loved it. I think she got a premium membership.
Now that's Facebook.
Yes.
If someone our age is like, I'll add you on Facebook, I'm like, no, that's where the Nazis are. No, thank you.
Find me on TikTok.
Yeah, where all the... Well...
Anyway, one thing I didn't care for was...
One thing?
One of the many things I didn't care for was Jess Beaker. I should have understood this and seen it coming. I didn't like Jess referring to Cam as Granny. Because that made me feel old.
I see.
And I didn't
She's a
like
cool
that.
granny.
She's a glamorous gran.
It's like a little bob, you know what I mean? Like shortcut, making muffins. It's wholesome and lovely, but she's still young and got spunk. Well.
Well. Anyway, Tracy goes on a date with Sean, and he's in a glittery suit. A glittery suit!
I was kind of into this. A white turtleneck with like it's fabulous. It's such a look.
Yes, they're in a club. Mm-hmm. Do you remember clubs?
Try not to.
See, this got me on. I used to.
Well, you
not
work in
enjoy
clubs.
Going to clubs. I barely work in clubs.
You work in bingo
It's
halls.
mainly in a bar. I'll be like 2 and 6, 8. I got a bit. I'm not gonna say teary. I got a little bit like, oh, do you remember when you could go and speak loudly at someone and they wouldn't hear a word you were saying? I think I miss having an argument in a club. That's the main thing that I miss.
Having an argument.
Yeah.
You can do that. We can do that right now. If you miss an argument, we'll do that for you.
Right, pretend the music's going boom, 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 big bang, boom.
Release the beast. Bimini!
Oh, hi, Caitlin. You're right there.
Yeah, you got my drink there, Bab.
Oh, what, this double vodka cranberry?
Yeah, you're holding 3 drinks. I think you've taken everyone's drinks.
That doesn't sound like something I'd do. I'm very on top of my alcohol consumption.
Famously.
Famously, that's what everyone says about old Kathy Butch. She's not a drunken mess. Oh, what are you suggesting that I'm a drunken mess, Caitlin?
Yeah, because I've had a drink at this point, so I'm just saying what I think. Yeah!
You
Get
piece
outside!
of shit! Throw the drink over you.
Oh,
Oh,
can't wait for that. I love that for us.
And then I run away and get a Mackey's.
Yeah, love that.
I never need to go to a club again. Thank you.
Because there hasn't been a club. There hasn't been a club, you know what I mean? I haven't had a Mackey's mozzarella stick in forever.
A Mackey's after.
Mackey's after. I haven't had a Mackey's after. My Mackey's after is a mozzarella stick. Mozzarella dipper, sorry.
Just one stick.
No, a pack of them.
Okay.
Pack of mozzarella dippers, and maybe now, I say a fillet of fish. I know it's a fillet, but a fillet of fish.
I mean, if you say fillet, get in la mer. I mean, it's the people who are like, I went to Perry.
Oh, fuck off.
You didn't. You had fish and bread. Back down.
Yeah, a fillet, a fillet of fish. Although the Burger King's one better.
Shots fired. Anyway, she texts Cam being like, I hate it here. Please stop this.
What does he say that's so bad? He's just a bit like, they know me here. Is that... I didn't really catch
He's
it.
like, I get free drinks. And I'm like, well, that's a keeper.
Marry him.
Yeah, he's kind of a bit like, he's a bit like showy-offy. He goes on about himself a lot. I'd play football.
Sure, for a little bit.
I wouldn't know the etiquette of a first date.
Oh. Well, that's not my problem. Anyway.
Back to us! So, she is like, I think you're all proper fake. Oh, we do have a montage of failed dates of Tracy. All of the people she's dating are at least twice her age.
They're also all, like, they just show a series of men leaving her house. And I was like, Tracy Beaker said, wham bam, thank you, ma'am. And I love to see it.
I'll drink to that. Good for you, Tracy.
We have a biker guy, we've got a skater, we've got...
Rich man. Tracy knows what to do and how to get it.
And she's a woman of a variety of tastes.
Yes, that's a nice way of saying it. She says to Sean, she's like, I think you're a bit fake and you're all like flash and showy-offy in your sparkly suit. And he's like, well, I just want to be real. I want to be like, go back to my roots and be real with you. So they go to, it's chicken sausage, because they can't say it on the BBC, the name of the chicken shop that they go into.
Freddie.
It's Chicken Cottage.
Oh.
Yeah, it's Chicken Cottage.
Got you, okay. Chicken and pizza. The two main
Pizza.
food groups.
The two genders.
Are you chicken or pizza?
Pizza.
I'm pizza. Well, we're veggie, so...
No, ethical. And they have a nice time and they're like connecting and they're having a whale of a time.
I mean, was there even a smidge of chemistry or did they just feed each other chips? Which one is it?
I mean, if someone fed me chips, I'd be like, we're getting married now, yeah? Marriage?
Fair enough. I feel like you need a dickhead to feed you chips, and then you'll see the conundrum that's at stake here.
I dream of a dickhead feeding me chips, Caitlin. That's all I want. So they come back from the chicken shop, and Jess is standing on the balcony looking at them like she's in a bloody streetcar named Desire. Like, how dare you kiss my mother?
It is... Yeah, you need a do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do behind it. She's standing there like, oh yeah, I know what you did.
She's creepy.
Yeah, she is.
She's creepy.
Mm-hmm.
Tracy gets home and Jess is like, how could you kiss him? And she's like, Tracy, want to get some? Like...
Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am.
And then they go to kickboxing. Tracy starts kickboxing with Sean. And there's a horrible moment where Sean walks past Tracy and goes,
"Here. Good girl, Tracy."
Good girl, Tracy.
Oh, I didn't clock that. You see, this was a real roller coaster of emotions for me in terms of Sean. He builds you up, then he lets you down.
He does that. He bloody does.
Immediately after that, which I didn't hear, he sits down next to Jess and is talking to her like, is being very good, I thought.
Yes, I was like, you are trying to connect with Jess. It's a lovely time. She's looking through her phone on Battersea Dogs Home. Not sponsored. I don't know if they did. And she's like, oh, I love these dogs. Look at these dogs. And Tracy's like, show him your favourite. The favourite is called Alfie, who's very, very cute.
He's adorable.
And we love him.
Very cute.
It's some kind of like ball of fur.
Yes.
That just like shuffles around barking.
It's a mop with legs.
And then Tyrone is outside, is in the estate where they live. And Sean's there and Tracy and Jess. And Tyrone is like, I want to be your friend. Also, I cannot act.
Yeah, he's not the most talented chacter we've ever seen. But he's doing his best, and that's what counts.
And Jess is all like, oh, look at this famous footballer that we know who spends his money on us and takes us to nice things and gives us things. Oh, I'm so sick of this famous footballer with money. And I'd be like, my love, Jess, my love, get it. Get whatever you can.
He's buying you fancy dinners. Get your chippy tea. Just grab it and go. Grab it and go. That's my dating strategy right now. Oh, no, not like that.
That's my dating strategy. They go to Sean's house, which is very nice, but it's very soulless.
It's the house from Parasite.
In stark contrast to the flat of Tracy and Jess.
Yeah.
Which is like very small and pokey, but lots of character. Lots of memories in those walls.
Yes. He has a housekeeper.
She is fabulous, and she has 2 lines. I love her.
What's her story? I want to see her and Cam in a little story. Getting up to hijinks. They were my faves.
Doing a heist.
We love a heist.
Tracy and Jess are in the swimming pool and they have a chat, but I could not focus on what they were saying because of the ADR on this whole thing. Like, Danny Harmer is not saying those lines in that room. She is in a booth.
Oh, really?
A few months later being like, yes, Jess, I completely agree. Her mouth, her voice, they're not in harmony.
Sean got Tracy really lucky.
So are we. Look at us. We're living the dream. Imagine if we could stay here always and we never had to go back to that pokey little flat.
That's weird. I didn't notice that. I guess a swimming pool room might be quite noisy. You need like ventilators and shit, don't you?
That's true, but I'm paying my licence fee for this.
Try harder. They also, like, it was such a weird conversation because she's like, it's great being in a pool, isn't it? And Danny's like, what if we moved here? Like, it didn't really... I like being swimming. Oh, yay. What if you changed your entire life to suit me? It was very odd.
They get out of the pool and without consulting anybody, Sean has adopted Alfie, the dog.
I gasped. Like, that is the way to get a kid to like you. Buy them a dog.
But it doesn't work because Jess is fuming. Jess is like, how dare my mum have a smidgen of happiness that's outside of me? How dare she enjoy her life with a man?
He kind of tries to kidnap them via a dog. That's kind of what happens.
That's true. I mean, that house is like this white kind of thing. It's very like Parasite, very Ex Machina. It's a horror film house. Something bad's going to happen in that house. There's a man in your cellar, Sean.
Oh no, because you changed your cellar to be a swimming pool. He drowned! You killed a man, Sean!
Jess agrees to give Sean a chance.
Can I point out, I have never seen anything more camp than storming out of a swimming pool room in a mansion, being followed by a dog that's been bought for you in a robe that is too big and a towel turban. That is high camp. I loved every second, and I wish that for me at some point in my life.
They go and have their food, and he gives a child a rare steak and a little basket of chips, which I quite enjoyed. But he gives the child a rare steak, and the child is like, I don't think I like this. My taste buds of a 10-year-old are not sophisticated enough to deal with a rare steak. And he is like, you have just spat on my mother's grave. Yeah. How dare you not eat this dripping bit of flesh that's on a plate?
The line that really made me go, oh no, was he says, looks like I need to teach you girls the finer things in life. I think you need to wind your neck in, is what you need to do.
People called you football because they couldn't be asked remembering your name. Who do you think you are?
Have some respect. In fact, so did the woman you're now trying to date. But
Jess kind of sneakily, surreptitiously feeds the steak to the dog, little Alfie.
Yeah.
And this is a moment where instantly the mood shifted. I went from thinking, this child is trash, this man is gorgeous, to thinking, this child might be right, and this man needs to be on some kind of list.
Yeah. The man deserves death. Fully.
I mean...
He hurts the puppy.
He's like this. He slaps the dog.
Well... He punches the dog. Kicks it out the room.
Kicks the dog out the window.
Swings it around like a lasso.
By the tail.
No, he just like pushes it, but like pushes it down from the table, but like quite aggressively. And it does a little, you know, wait, that was wrong.
And Jess is like, you're hurting the dog.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, I'm not, you little shits. And
so the gaslighting begins.
She's like, I hate it here. And Sean's like, he says to Tracy, are you going to let her get away with that? And Tracy says, yes. Bye-bye.
Nobody messes with the Beaker girl.
And just leaves.
Loved it. I was like, bring the puppy with you. What are you doing?
The basket, like Toto in The Wizard of Oz.
And I was like, good, they got out.
Rosalie, the housekeeper, is like, he's just a bad man who loses his temper sometimes. And Tracy goes, well, that's not all he's lost.
Also, Rosalie, are you like the mum of a school shooter? Like, come on, no one good has ever said that. No one good has ever been like, oh, he just loses his temper sometimes. Come on.
And they are marching down this country lane like, no, done, done, done.
And I was whooping and cheering.
I was like... Clap for the UK, but... He drives up slowly behind them in a pink Cadillac.
That needs a horror film edit.
Like, tailing them, like, hiya, you alright? It's got a bow on it.
Dun-dun.
Do you love me yet?
Dun-dun. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, appalling.
Jess is like, look at this pink car. This is just like the one that your mum used to drive. And finally, Tracy Beaker says, no, that was all in my head.
Which is like, look, mum, this is the car from your psychosis. Like, odd reference point, but go off.
And Sean gets out of the car and he's like, Tracy, I love you. And he kneels down, and him kneeling, Danny Harbour standing, they're the same height. I could tell you that this relationship is doomed from the outset because he is 3 times your height, Danny.
All the camera angles are like from 5 foot away to fit them both.
Like they're filming The Hobbit with Ian McKellen.
On his knees, yeah.
And while he's on his knees, he's like, well, might as well ask her to marry me. Bum, bum, bum!
I was furious.
It's a cliffhanger.
Yeah, what did she say after he hurt her daughter's dog? What's she gonna say? If she says yes, I'm gonna write to Danny herself. Do you need help? If you're hard up for the electric.
Danny, blink once if this
Yeah,
very
fully.
attractive man is trying to weasel his way back into... He's physically very attractive. He is appalling in terms of personality.
I don't know that my reaction to an argument would immediately be pink Cadillac. That's just not... I might give it a day.
And if I were to bring a pink Cadillac to somebody, I would certainly not put a bow on it. That's a hat on a hat.
You're bringing a pink Cadillac with a bow to a shouting match. It's... not appropriate.
But then we do get the updated theme tune for the 2020s. Mm-hmm. There's riffing, there's optioning up.
Oh, is there?
They can make this world come true. Thank you! All my riffs will see me through.
Ooh, who sings it?
Doesn't matter what, may go my way. No, I don't know. It's me. I'm doing it.
It's you. Surprise!
I can't believe you didn't ask us. I cannot believe we have run a very well-received Tracy Beaker podcast for almost 2 years. A year and a half.
Yes.
And we were not consulted, told,
Yeah.
invited to appear.
Yeah, we could have told them the public doesn't want animal abuse. The public wants Maxie in a van. Because he's getting his shoes. Context. Maxie locks himself in a van because he wants some shoes, which is high camp.
Where was Maxie?
Where's Maxie? Where's Duke? Where's Jenny?
Sid. Actually, I mean, I say that I didn't appear, but this is actually the dog that was in the show. This is Alfie. Here. Yeah, we could have been in the background, like... We'd have been in the chicken shop, just eating chips.
Oh, yeah. Feeding each other chips.
Would have loved that.
Yeah.
So that's the end of the episode.
Yes. Thank you so much for watching.
Do we want to watch more?
Maybe we should let the audience sing along. No, decide.
If you would like more of this nonsense, do let us know.
Comment.
All the socials at Queers Gone By. If you want to listen to more of us, you can listen to our entire back catalogue.
Which is extensive.
Wherever you find your podcasts. Apple, Spotify, Google. I think you can even ask your Alexa. She didn't hear me. Alexa, play Queers Gone By, please. If you don't say please, you're going to be the first one dead when the robots take over.
I found a few skills that might help. Did you mean quiz it?
Are they playing James Corden again?
Please play Queers Gone By, the podcast.
I found a few matches for that. Do you mean quiz it?
She's got no idea what's going on.
Well, just because Alexa hasn't heard of us don't mean nothing.
Yes, listen to our entire back catalogue if you wish. We went through every episode of Tracy Beaker from the very beginning.
This is the beginning.
And maybe we'll carry on doing that as well. The beginning. This is the beginning of that child with psychosis. You can follow me at Kate Butch 1 on all the social medias, including TikTok, Jojo Siwa.
And you can follow me at Caitlin R. Powell on Instagram and at Caitlin PWLL on Twitter.
And we shall see you the next time we see you. Cheers to that.
Bye-bye.